What is one of the secrets to consistent business growth? Follow my video and I'll explain what all successful entrepreneurs do. Hi, I'm Michael from MDH Accountants. If you like this video, click the bell and subscribe. Be notified of all of our business tips and business growth strategies. Do you know what separates a thriving business from a struggling business? It's the business review meetings and when they have them. Follow my video and I'll explain more. Firstly, the frequency. So the frequency can be ultimately whenever you want. I would suggest minimum quarterly. A lot of things can happen in 13 weeks. Ideally, I would say every 2 months, even better could be monthly. But you need to find out what works genuinely for your business, because a lot of things can happen in 4 weeks, a lot of things can happen in 8 weeks, and even more things can happen in 13 weeks. So have you got your finger on the pulse that you can spot opportunities, but also put out fires if you have genuine problems? Why are these essential? Business is extreme and it's absolutely intense when you're at the coalface running your business each day, or you may be further back. But what this allows you to do, it takes yourself out of the business, and it's the same as watching a game of football from the stands, which you see things a lot more clearly. You've got less noise, less things going on, and you can concentrate on the things that are really driving your business. Because ideally you've set a forecast and a plan for the year, and you're measuring how well that plan is going to actual, looking at what other bits of value that you can find, look at what other things you can do to make even more money, and also put out any fires if stuff is going just out and out wrong. Now within these meetings, you want to make sure that they have some form of structure. Yes, they will go off slightly tangent because every business owner does that, but you want to basically review what actions did you set at the last meeting, because if you're going through data, you're highlighting problems and you're not taking any actions, you are just wasting your time. So you want to make sure most of the actions that you've done, if not all of them from the last time, you're then looking at, right, how are we compared to budget currently at the minute? Has there anything that's been flagged up? Are there any special problems? So when you're looking at your quarterly meeting, as a minimum, you want that as your agenda. So you are concentrating on exactly the key things that are leading you towards success. When you are looking at success, I like to actually celebrate the wins. There are tons of business owners, including me, that are sometimes smacking themselves over their head going, I've still got that to do, still got that to do, it's not finished. Because what they're looking to finish is 10 years time. So if you're looking 10 years ahead, you are never ever going to be finished. You are always going to be butt miserable. But what you want to do is, in the last month, 2 months or quarter, have you done an immense amount of action and seen some good results? Because within your business review meeting, you want to be celebrating them every step of the way. Because if not, you are going to choose to decide to be absolutely miserable, because all you're going to be looking at is 10 years in advance. So even if I said to you now, sitting here, what have you done in the last month within your business that is absolutely awesome, that will give you a massive chance to celebrate? Because that's something that every business owner needs to connect to, because let's be honest, sometimes it can get tiring. And when it gets tiring, what you want to do is lift yourself up, celebrate what you've done today, knowing tomorrow that to-do list, you can absolutely beat the crap out of it later on down the line. So how often do you celebrate wins within your business when you're doing your business review meetings? Now, what is usually covered can be quite different depending on the company, but ultimately you want a profit loss balance sheet and cash flow forecast, which has got a budget to actual. What you also want as well is a set of financial management accounts which show you the score. It also wants to show as well where your cash is being leaked and how your cash is growing within your business as an absolute minimum. Then what you want to be doing is then deep diving into the key parts of the profit loss, the key part of the balance sheet. So a classic one is income. Income is derived of two things. It's derived of how big your invoices are and how many invoices that you sent out the door. So how have you progressed on that compared to your budget? What customers that you said that you were going to do work for have done work for, and how is that evolving into a plan that you're going forward? Now, there's a lot of service-based business in the UK, so a lot of costs are fixed. So what you want to make sure is that your overheads are at a lovely level. You want to make sure that your margin is doing exactly where you want it to be, so there's no waste. Because a lot of small businesses that are probably exactly the same size as you win or lose when it comes down to their GP margin. So how well are you building your GP margin? One, so you're not squeezing it, so it's not sustainable. But secondly, how are you making the most profit that is covering your overheads, but more importantly, hitting your bottom line? If you link this into as well, how your cash is being utilised within your business, and whether you may need funding, whether you may not need funding, or whether you can grow organically, you want to know what actually drives cash in and out your business. because that's something that could be a massive sticking block to you as you go further in the future. In these meetings, and it could not just be with your accountant, you could even have a board of directors, I think it's really important to write down your questions before you go into the meetings. These meetings can be quite intense, they can be quite provoking, they can be quite celebratory, they can actually be tearful. But when you're going into the meeting, have a list of questions, because sometimes new things will come up and you just add to the list. New things will come up, add to the list. Because one of the things that you don't want to do in one of these business meetings is walk out there and go, damn, I wish I'd asked that. Communication is key. So whenever you're asking these questions or you're talking and you're getting clear communication, if you're not quite sure about something or you don't think someone's got the point or you think you've just both missed each other, talk about it even further. Make sure that you've got the vulnerability in there within your team that's doing these board reviews, where you can talk openly and also challenge for any uncomfortable situations. I think that is key, because if you're sitting there and you're not sure what to ask, or you're completely switched off with a moment and you're not focused, it's going to be a complete waste of time. So what you want to make sure that you're asking all the questions, but more so the ones that are really bucking you and you're maybe a bit scared of. Because the moment you go into them and come up with solutions for them problems, you will normally see you and your business thrive. So make sure that you're using these to thrive, that you get the best investment return at that time you're investing within that meeting. Now, I hope this video has really helped. Now, if you're sparing any questions, I've got a link below to Calendly. That will allow you to book a Zoom call in for 30 minutes directly into my calendar. I'll get to know you, your business, I'll take on board any questions. I promise there'll be no pushy sales pitch. Now, if you're interested to get more data and more analysis on your company, we've got a business overview report. Click the button below. That'll allow you to book in a report. We'll need access to your cloud accounting software to do some analysis, and then we'll feed back to you all the things that are going well within your business and are not, and this information you may currently have, or you may be seeing it for the very first time. Book your opportunity today.